Hello, friends. We are going to work some more today on adding two-digit numbers. So we are going to keep practicing. You should have be working with me at some point in a small group. So hopefully that helped some. But we're going to do another lesson to kind of help us get the hang of this. All right. So basically, we've talked kind of about a couple different ways to do this. So let's look at 19 plus 11 first. We're going to do all three problems, but let's do 19 plus 11. So when I look at 19 plus 11, I'm looking to make my groups of 10 that I've been trying to make each time. I know that I only need one more to get to 19. So I'm going to put a 1 as part of my number bond. And I also know that 1 plus 10 equals 11. So I'm going to need a 10 to add up to 11. So when I go and do my number sentence, I'm going to go ahead and make the 10 that I wanted to by adding 19 and 1. 19 we haven't touched yet because it's part of the number sentence. So we're going to put 19 plus 1 equals. And I know that one more than 19 is going to be 20. And so I'm going to move my 20 down here. And I'm going to use the one number that we haven't used yet in our number bond, and that's a 10. So I'm going to say 20 plus 10 equals. And I know if I add one more 10 to these two right here, it's going to be 10, 20, 30. So I'm going to write my 30 right there. And I'm going to put it up here too because I know that 19 plus 11 equals 30. So that is kind of how that problem goes. We're going to do now 17 plus 23. All right, so I am going to actually make this a little smaller so that way we have room to write the answer. Ms. Schrader did not think that quite through yet, or before we did this. 17 plus 23. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at this group, at these two numbers first. I know that 17 is smaller, and so I'm going to write a 10 and a 7 because I know that that's going to make 17. So we're going to do that. I'm going to start with a 23 down here, and I'm going to add 10. I know that if I add 110 to 23, that is going to be 33 because 3 and 0 in the ones place is 3, and 2 and 1 in the tens place is 3. So I'm going to put a 33 right there as the answer to that. And then I'm going to do 33 plus 7 because 7 is the one number up in the number bond that we haven't used yet. Now, I know I've talked to some of you about using number bonds to help you find the next greatest 10. But actually, we can do that without having to make a number bond in this problem. Because look, I have a 3 here and a 7. And I know that 3 plus 7, that's going to make a 10. So I know that I just need to add one more 10. And I'm not going to have any more in the ones place. So that's going to be a 4 and a 0. 4 tens and 0 ones. Because I combined these to make 10 ones, and I added those 10 ones to the tens, and I got 4 tens. So that's kind of how that worked to get 40. All right. So now we're going to work on 18 plus 12. Again, I'm going to make it a little smaller. Sorry, Ms. Schrader did not quite think that through. 18 plus 12 equals, oh, we're going to put 40 up here too, because we didn't write our answer yet. All right, 18 plus 12. So we look at our numbers, and I see that 18 only needs 2 more to get the next greatest 10. Now, this isn't always going to be the case, but this problem here that we're doing and this problem that we did here, it just so happens that when I take a 1 out, I happen to have 10 left. And when I take a 2 out, I happen to have a 10 left. But we really are focused here instead of the 10s like we've been focusing on, which it is okay to take the 10 out if that is still easy and that's the way that you're wanting to do that, if that makes more sense. But if finding the next greatest 10 makes sense to you, then use that 2 and whatever other number it is. So if it was like 13, you could do 2 and 11 instead of 2 and 10. But it just so happens here that that works out. So we're going to take our 18 and we're going to add 2. And we're going to get 20. Because we wanted to get that next greatest 10. So then we're going to move our 20 down here. And we're going to add 10 more to it because that's the number that we haven't used in our number bond. Here, let's see if this makes it, that makes it a little easier to see. Sorry about that. So yeah, so then when we add 1, 2, 3 10s together, we're going to get 30. All right. So if you have any questions about this, about moving back and forth between 10s and between finding your 10s, so those are the 2 things basically that you can use. You can either make a 10 or you can pull 10 from a problem. So like in these 2, we made a 10 because we made that 20, and in this one, we pulled a 10 from the 17. So if you have questions about when to do those things, what the difference is, let me know. I'm more than happy to help. All right, we will talk later. Have a good night. Love and miss you, or have a good day. Love and miss you. Bye.